Everyone, welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name is Jeanette and this is going to be your love reading for the full moon in Aries, 24th of September 2018. Thank you for those who tried to like my last video. I'm sorry, I listened to it back and it sounded okay to me, but I recognise that because I have my camera put in the different position, that obviously the microphone is right near the camera, and I've got it right next to me now, but when it was up on the table and looking down, yeah, it was obviously quieter, so my apologies for that. And somebody was saying the like button isn't working, so looking into that as well. This is a bit later than normally. I normally post it out on the new moon or the full moon, whatever it is, but some opportunity came up for me, and I've been working on that, so it's a little bit later than usual, but never mind, we are here now. So I'm doing this on the 12th of September, and apparently according to astrology, this full moon is going to be influenced highly by Saturn, and Saturn is all about restrictions, isn't it? Well, limitations, but he's also the father figure, you know. He's known as the taskmaster, and all about time, and but also there's an element of Chiron in there. Now Chiron's all about wounds, your wounded part of you, and depending on where it sits in your chart and everything, to gives you a clue as to, you know, how you can heal and navigate, because your chart, your astrology chart, your birth chart is like a blueprint, is like a picture image of when you were born, and then obviously the houses and everything give you a clue as to how you can work your life purpose out and how you can use those energies, because they're archetypal, they're energies, and you can use them negatively or positive. So yeah, what was I going to say? So it's Chiron, and so that goes then to the wounds, that goes to, you know, childhood wounds, and this full moon is in Aries, and it in the tarot card it's governed by the Emperor, which is very much the father figure here on earth, and that can come in many shapes and forms, but yeah, basically it works as the father figure. So that can be your biological father, your stepfather, whoever that father figure is in your life, or who has been in your life, because, you know, even when people pass, they still have an influence over you and the energies of your childhood and when you were brought up. But this full moon is going to bring all that up for us to deal with. But, you know, there will be solutions in the cards and how to deal with it and how to navigate those relationships and everything, whether they're here now or whether, you know, they've passed, or whether you've never known your father. But, you know, the Emperor is all about, or we may be needing to tap into that masculine male side of ourselves, because it's very much about the leader, and being the leader and being the ruler over your own kingdom, your own world, and what it is that you want. You know, it's that strong archetypal energy of getting things done and getting your life organized, very much about organization, and not allowing others to rule you or distract you from your purpose, why you're here, or your goal, what you set for yourself. So it will be around this energy for this full moon, along with Saturn and Chiron, and childhood wounds. So maybe need to be clearing that up, but let's see how else it fits in with the reading, because I'm sure there'll be solutions for us there. Okay, let's see, Spirit, What are the most important messages for this full moon in Aries? I think it's 2 degrees. Not too sure what all that means. I'm still studying it. Yeah, let's have a look what the tarot cards want to say. High Priestess. So she's, you know, this is all about our intuition, our own knowingness, and it's also about secrets, you know, things that are hidden. And, you know, that sometimes you need to be that way, because when you're observing your relationships or people, you know, the psychology of it in body language and the background, you know, you're sat there watching and then seeing how that's going to affect you or your life. You know, the High Priestess is there. She's very much somebody that observes and watches and waits and listens and waits for things to be revealed. So there's a lot in you know, the art of listening. You gather a lot of information, but this is about deep knowingness, and there's just sometimes you just know, you just know, and then you have it confirmed about a situation or a person, and you don't know how you know or why you know, but you just know. And maybe around this full moon, because she does have the crest of the moons on either pillar, which is male and masculine. Very independent, because she's got the cat here. Maybe around this time, I've lost my track of thought then. Maybe around this time, maybe something that's been hidden or a secret may reveal itself, because this is about potential and using your potential, and it is the first card out. So all the High Priestess out there, and you know, card readers or whatever, it can be traditional, non-traditional, it doesn't matter. Maybe this is saying that, talking to all of the people out there who are highly intuitive and sensitive. And I think she is ruled by the moon, is she? I think she is. Yeah, hence why the crest of the moons are on there. Something around our independence. Oh, definitely something around. I was looking at the cat and then saw what card I pulled. But yeah, something around our independence. You know, it's showing up as the feminine. And you know, the Emperor energy in Aries is fire. It's that first house. It's the ego. It's you know, the I am, and the personality, you know, so you can be suppressed by your past, and well, we all know what's going on in the world, and the masculine, shadow side of the masculine, and how that's been, you know, dominating and putting women down, etc. And not all, obviously, but you know, the leaders, because this is about a leader, and it's been showing up in the news, especially here in the UK, about leaders and how they think they, you know, can get away with it. Astrology and the timing of the planets, and it will come out. It will come out eventually. So because there has to be change. Anything that's been oppressed, suppressed, then eventually it will have to come out, whether it's as like a rebellion, as individuals or groups, or you know, we see it worldwide. So yeah, so maybe look, because we've got Saturn and Chiron and childhood wounds, so maybe we need to be looking at either the lack of our fathers in our lives, or the lack of masculine energy in our lives, or you know, father figures, or you know, was your father dominating, overbearing, you know, and suppressed you and oppressed you in that way, so that, you know, you couldn't be your independent. So was it the rules, and you know, the man provides, the woman stays at home, all that sort of thing, because it all affects you. It all affects your your relationships with yourself, and you know, the people you attract into your life for partnerships. But yeah, it is all around independence. But this is upright, and the cat is there, which is all about independence. A dog is dependent on you know, being fed and etc. I mean, yes, a cat is as well, but you don't need to take it for a walk like you do a dog, etc. Very independent, very self-contained, and the Nine of Coins is all about that, you know. It's all about the independence and being self-sufficient, having what you need, providing for yourself. And this looks like the month that's going to be happening. Well, definitely from the 24th of September to the next full moon, you know, that, and it's harvest time, isn't it? You know, it's harvest time. So abundance, the seeds that you've been planting in your love lives or around your work life, you know, they are going to be coming to fruition. And as long as you've been following, because she's in the past, as long as you've been following your intuitive guidance and following your inner knowingness, then this is coming to fruition. And yes, she's on her own, hence why it's the independent card. But it's good. It's finances, stability coming in, because it's in the here and now. And ooh, we got the King of Swords. So yeah, very strong characters. The Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. It's not to say that they don't have an emotional side to them. You know, because, and depending on what else they've got in their chart, then, but you know, he is a bit like the Emperor. I do see them as very similar, and that's just him needing to mature into the Emperor. But you know, this guy can stamp on your feet, and by because it's swords, by saying something, you know, because they don't really think about how what they're saying is going to affect somebody else in that way. But that's why they make great business people. You know, they'd be great to go to for advice about business, and maybe you know, because that's like a ruler. So maybe your father or masculine role model has been that way, or maybe you're needing to go and see somebody like this because it is about independence here. So maybe you're needing to go and see a financial advisor or take a business plan, because this is about negotiations, about loans on large scale business. It's not your you know, your Ace of Coins. It's not your 2, which is negotiating loans, and 3, confirming a loan or mortgages. This is dealing with the big money, and maybe, you know, if you have those rewards and then you suddenly come into some money, you might need to go and see a businessman, somebody who's got, you know, their head in the right place. And that could be anything, can't it? Financial advisor, a bank manager, because maybe you might need that loan to further your career, to further your getting a property, whatever it is for you, whatever your goal is for you. But your High Priestess is leading the way. She's the one that brings you this independence. And then for some of you, that if you know you're already in a relationship, that could then be your partner giving you advice, or it could be that, you know, you're in a relationship where it's your love partner and a business partner as well. So there, you know, that would be there for consideration also. But yeah, I'm sure it's got a bird in. Yeah, this one has a bird in here, and so does he. But his is what do you call him? A falcon or whatever. And her bird isn't covered, but his is, and it's on one of the. You know, you have to have it on one of those safety glove things. But he's sat down, so he's not taking action. So maybe he's somebody in the office. He'd be somebody that you go and see in the office. And is that a potential love partner. Who knows? You never know where the universe is taking you. I just had an experience myself, you know, regarding finances, and normally I would, in the past, I'd panic and everything, you know, even down to paying the electric bill and things like that. And I thought this time, no, whatever. If it's going to all be taken away, it's going to be taken away. And that's the way it is. And, you know, I didn't allow those childhood wounds to come up and scare me and be fearful about the future. And practice being in the here and now and seeing the opportunities that are around me now. And luckily, you know, I have. And all is well, you know, all is well. The universe has your back. And it really does, because the money came that's needed. So, you know, without all the angst and the anxiety that it brings up because of the survival things, you know, fight or flight thing, which then affects your relationships. It's no different. Money and love is the same energy. So, you know, it's amazing how it comes up in different ways. Right, so there's, yep, so that could be a business person, but we then have the King of Wands. So he's upright too, so, you know, I like these guys when they're upright. They're good people, great intelligence, the King of Swords. And it could be the same person, but different aspects. But yeah, I love this guy. He's got such a smile on his face. A little smirk on his face. He's happy. He's a happy chappy. He's a fire sign. Well, comes under that energy. Sag, Leo, Aries. Sag, Leo, or Aries. So there might be a connection there. But you know, he's just got a great big smirk on his face. It's like whatever. It's like being laid back, because he sat down also. But being laid back. But also, you know, he's a visionary. He envisions things. So he's very much a business owner, entrepreneur. You know, tend to work for themselves. The King of Wands does. But yeah, there's something about him and the High Priestess. Is he in tune with his feminine side? And in tune with his own High Priestess, or is this High Priestess knowing something about this King of Wands? Hey, more than likely it's her knowing something about him, but maybe he doesn't know about himself, something that's hidden from himself, but she knows. But is she waiting patiently, gathering her information, gathering her cues from the universe? And heart of the matter is the Seven of Pentacles. Now this is about waiting. Well, that's how I see it. I see this card as, well, resting, having to rest, having to wait. And you know, he's resting on his thing, and there's 7 coins. The coins are your financial, money, or concrete platform, your earth life. And you know, what's interesting is that there's 3 coins that are shiny here, and then the 4 that's not, which suggests to me that, you know, that 4 is that holding on, is that misery card of not wanting to share and being fearful of, well, if I spend it, I've saved it, if I spend it, will it be there? That was the pattern I was in. I thought, no, sod it, to keep the flow going, what have you got to do? You know, okay, not be reckless, but you know, you've got to keep the flow going, not this 4 of coins and holding on, because nothing can flow, nothing can grow from it. And then you get the 3, so it suggests going back to the 3 and that collaboration of joining forces, or you having the skills to share with other people, is the key to success, is the key to it growing from the 7 to the 9 naturally, and being in the flow of receiving. But this is like waiting for harvest time, waiting for your fruit to be ready to pick, because in the other one it's a woman and she's got an empty basket. So, you know, which one of these coins, that ace of coins, is going to be the fruition? What's going to come to fruition? Maybe at this point you don't know. You don't know what it is. Do you need this businessman to help with this independence and get from the 7 to the 9? But yeah, it's waiting for harvest. Is the harvest to do with this King of Wands? Is it something to do with him? He's sitting in the past, or possibly coming in. Is it something to do with him? Oh, we've got 2 sevens and swords. Well, he's the sword. Is he the one? Is he, even though he holds the sword of truth, he is very honest, upright, he's very honest, he's very direct and tells it as it is, doesn't really sugarcoat things, the same as the Emperor. So remember, we've got that Aries energy, along with Saturn, which can be restrictions, but a reason for it because of the timing of something. So we've got two sevens, but the swords match. You know, he's also got a smirk on his face, but this guy hasn't. He's got more of a oh, you're looking at me sort of thing, just noticing something, or just noticing something. Oh, me? You're talking to me? Yeah. And but this guy's got, so sometimes you have to be crafty, and maybe you know, he's the crafty one in that sense, to get what you want. But you know, he's got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords in his bag thing, but there's 2 remaining. The 2 he's walked away from. He doesn't have them on him. He's walked away from them. The 2 is where the lady's blindfold, and it's a choice between the heart and the head, or time to make a decision. Well, he's made a decision of some point, or he will be making a decision, because it can represent the future. I'm feeling good about it, because he's used his brain, because he's very intelligent. So it's not bothering him, whatever it is, because you've got your 2 sevens there. Earthly and mental, air, to do with the King of Wands. Right, and that's all about, I've got coins again. It's all about change. The two of Pentacles is about change and juggling things, like, and negotiating. Check your bank accounts is usually this sort of 2 of coins, is check your bank, make sure you've got enough money in there to pay, you know, your direct debits and everything. And it can be, because it's change, it can be 2, so it's like second chances, or a second job, or yeah, check negotiations, negotiating alone, but it's in reverse. So there seems to be a hold on that, or there seems to be a hold on change for this High Priestess around this King of Wands, to do with maybe finances, changing something. But you know, he does have, this one does have his back to the choppy sea at the back. He's facing this way, and a firm position on terra firma, on the ground. And it's like juggling, having to juggle, or you're having to juggle because the High Priestess is waiting for this person, or waiting to hear from them or something, or he's having to juggle something before before the harvest comes in. But he might have the answer, whether you can trust him or not. Get some more cards out of him to do with this. It's the only one so far. And we've got Queens again, so very much about finances, your material world, your stability, and that father energy, which is a provider, isn't it? Known as the provider. And either you need to tap into that and be your own provider, be your own masculine. You know, with single parents, it's a case of being the father and the mother. And vice versa with the father, it's a case of being the mother and the father. So whichever you find yourself in a situation, either this energy would be holding you back because you've allowed it to dominate you and maybe attracted, you know, a husband that was like the father figure and dominating and domineering and my way or the highway sort of thing, and then ended in divorce, or you have that energy yourself because you've had to, because of your own childhood or something, to survive, and you're more in your masculine energy, more the provider, and then you've got to work on the opposite of that and not be in that way, to get into your feminine side, and be softer to receive in, because we've got the Six of Pentacles here, which is about balance. It's about giving and receiving. But once again, we've got 1, 2, 3 shiny ones and 1, 2, 3 in the dark again. So, but C3 is the collaboration card. So it's about giving. It's something about giving to receive, but not for that purpose, is what they're saying. And that's, like I was just saying earlier, that can be to do with finances. So, you know, when you get a windfall or money comes in, then you give it. You give a bit of it to somebody else that's in greater need than what you are, because it keeps the energy flowing, not doing the for and holding on, which I think, was it last year? There was a lot of that in the readings, you know, and and that's in a relationship, that's financially and that's emotionally too. It's about you know, equal partnership of giving and receiving, and this is all about either volunteering or being a benefactor, but who, because this one's waiting. You've got the 6, you've got the 7, and we jump from the 7 to the 9, and that's all in the here and now. So all of them are coins, but this is what's at the heart of the matter. This dominates the rest. This is what's in the environment. He's in the environment. He's in the environment. Past, future. Juggling. Coins, 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 coins. Swords, 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 swords. Now the 4 of Swords. See, so, but this is about restfulness, and this can be meditation, to rest the mind, to rest the thoughts, and but you know, if you look at the pictures and the symbols, she's put a sword down. A sword is used to protect, or it can be used for, like, obviously to kill something because of survival, and you need to. But yeah, she's put her sword down, because it is, if you that way, it's the left, which is the feminine, and this is all about a truce, something to do with a heartbreak, something that's broken your heart, or you know, you felt stabbed in the heart, that sort of thing. But it is about needing to rest and meditating. Just it's not a time to fight, or it won't be. It won't be. So don't let this person, if he tries to, trigger you, because remember it's Saturn and Chiron and the wounds of the child during this full moon. And full moon's about completion again, so completing a cycle. And let's see what's underneath. Oh, we've got the star. And the star is all about hope, having hope. You know, and something just came through for me that gave me hope, you know, for my future. An email that I got, so unexpected, and this time last year that wasn't happening, and now look, a year later, and the opportunities presented itself. So this card is very much about healing and hope, a fresh start, and very astrological, because you've got the stars, so very much astrology comes into this card, and inspiration, but it's still in the dark, you know, it's not concrete in that sense, but the water's flowing, and you know, it's very much under the Aquarius sign, which again is air, isn't it? So to do with this maybe, but that's the overall energy, or the subconsciousness of the picture of what's been taken as to what's playing out. So maybe that, you know, you might need to have to juggle things around, but the answer or the solution, because it's in the here and now, is there's going to be some sort of benefactor. Now, is the benefactor this guy, or is this the benefactor this guy? But there's going to be some sort of benefactor. There's going to be some sort of fair exchange that will turn this card back up the other way, because maybe the change can't happen until this happens, or was that in the past? But now things are looking brighter, because you've gone from a 2 in reverse to a 6. So things are, there's going to be a benefactor, there's going to be something, it's going to be a little windfall, there's going to be enough, is what they're saying, because this is about waiting, and it's all around independence. And that will, whether you're in a relationship or not, it's really important to have your own independence, because if a relationship breaks down and you've still got your independence, half of the battle is won. These things and the bickering and the fighting only come into play when your survival is threatened and when you feel insecure. Well, not you as the adult, but your child within, you know, would feel very insecure. So it's good to put things in place to, but yeah, let's go a bit deeper. See where this is going. First card, please, for it. High Priestess, what do we need to know? Oh, I've got the Fox. See, the Fox is all about being cunning, being crafty, but also it is about being mysterious. So this represents the person having the reading. So who's ever watching the reading. But the High Priestess needs to be crafty. It's very much, this card comes up like that. It doesn't always have to be a negative. I see it more like it in reverse than upright. Upright can be for a good cause. Can be, you know, maybe now, if you go to see this person, they give you good advice, and then maybe then you get to the 4, you see. You get to a place of a peaceful mind, because something's working. But yeah, very much about can work either ways, because the energies can work either ways. But either you've got to be careful of this High Priestess, but she's not in reverse, she is upright. So I would say no, I would say that it's about her and her needing to be, you know, mysterious in that way. If she was in reverse, I'd definitely say do not trust her, or do not trust yourself, or you didn't trust yourself in the past. But no, she's not doing that. And we've got the star upright as well. So heart of the matter. Let's have a look at this 7 of coins. And there's that chappie walking past, just as I said it. Yeah, see, it's about using your wisdom and not revealing everything. It's like silence is golden, so hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. Maybe she needs to. I don't know why we need some more cards, because it's not giving us enough. Those two together is a bit. In and around the environment. Oh, I've got not sore throat, but dry throat. Let me have a drink. Because that's about somebody resting on their laurels. Did I cut them? I think I did. Oh, see, this is the lucky card. This is like, just put away unnecessary concerns. Just don't go there. And it's all going to be all right around finances, around your independence. It's going to be okay. So whether you're in a couple relationship or not, you're going to be okay, because this is the 4-leaf clover, and it's like you're protected concerning your love life, finances, health, all of it, but it's to do with your independence. There is luck there for you. The gods are looking after you around your independence. So no need to worry. Yeah, that's definitely a businessman then. He's definitely, this King of Swords is to do with finances, to do with an investment, so a broker, whatever the situation is for you. He's to do with money and investment. So like I said, whether he helps you, he's a financial advisor, or whether he's a broker, or a business loan, a banker, anything like that. But you do have luck on your side around this full moon on the 24th to the next full moon. So you've got a whole month of this working. And we had the, what was it, new moon in Virgo, was it? Was that on the 9th? I think it was around my twin sister's birthday. And that was very positive. New beginnings, fresh starts again, and the Virgo energy of being of service. But yeah, that's definitely to do, he's definitely to do with money, finances of some kind. So yeah, we've got the waiting game. We've got the coffin on him. We'll have some clarity cards on him and the other one, but yeah, we've got the coffin. Now this is about having to be patient. I think I did say that at the beginning of the reading. Is she having to wait? Is she having to be... Now, whether you know this person or not, this can be your potential partner. This can be if you're already married or in a long-term relationship, male or female. It can be them. You know, the clue is that this guy is a brilliant visionary. He sees things and has ideas about things. Like I said, a great creative, self-employed entrepreneur sort of type of person. But the coffin is about having to wait and be patient, to do with him. And basically, like, only you know whether you've waited long enough is the message on that. So, we've got these negative cards in the environment, haven't we? But we've also got it at the heart of the matter. So yeah, this is like an argument. Some sort of argument, because this is like quarrels, arguments. So is there going to be quarrels, tension, around money, someone being crafty. Maybe it is you're needing to watch this guy. We'll get some more out, because it's something around money and finances is what they're saying, because that's in reverse also, and somebody's having to wait for something, and this represents the past. But you know, don't worry about it. That's the way it was meant to be, because this is something older or something from the past, and so this is put in the past, or it will be put in the past. You know, change is governed by fate, and fate is directing the situation, basically. Yeah, these cards, these are all negative cards. And this card is about nervousness, like anxiety, chitter chatter, like worry energy, anxiety, nervousness, being on edge about receiving something, you know, about having enough money. And there are children on there, so if it is to do with children and you're waiting on that or waiting on him, you know, because this is something, maybe this is something that's been going on a long time, because this is a long time, like deep past, so maybe it is in the past. Maybe something going on, but there's nervousness around that shared finances. But we've got the moon here, and this is about opportunity, and then we're talking about the full moon, and this is about opportunity and good fortune. Maybe there might be an argument around this full moon, okay, but at least you're prepared, and we'll see what the other cards say, but at least you'd be prepared, because hopefully this will be out tomorrow, which is the 13th, if not Friday, which will be the 14th, so it still gives you a good 10 days to prepare for it, if it's resonating with anyone or someone you know. There might be an argument, heightened emotions, which it did say around that. What did it say? Let's, this is the Astrology King, so let's see what he does say. The full moon is on a Saturn-like star associated with inhibition and restraint. The full moon square Saturn has a restricting and depressing influence on your feelings and relationships. Chiron conjunct the full moon links your fears to deep wound in your soul related to your childhood memories. But the moon also offers solutions, problems, positive energy from Mars and Uranus give the courage and opportunities to overcome these obstacles. So that's what it's going to be, and your life and your fears, because this is about fears, not getting what you know you deserve or you need, whether it be fear of loneliness, intimacy, change. There you go, that's somebody being scared of change. So is he scared of change, or success? So you might be scared of success, you know, you might be scared to be successful like this, because you're so used to being the other way. And what would you do if success came your way? Will help you overcome your fears and inhibition. Oh, I can't even say the bloody word, I don't even bother. Right, so yeah, there could be an argument then on this full moon, and what you need to do, maybe a solution to that, because we're solution orientated with these readings, and how can we navigate them? How can we, you know, ride the wave and have a peaceful mind, because there is going to be ups and downs, and if it's not you, it's the other person. So, but then you could be prepared for it. Yeah, because you need to meditate, you need to rest, especially if you're moon sensitive, 3 days before, 3 days after. Because I went to the Mind, Body and Soul Spirit at my local place here and in October, not ages ago it was, and I think I've said it before, and it was Toya Wilcox, the singer, and she was there, and she's now into spirituality and she writes books, and I was doing my book, I think at the time, I can't remember, and I said, any advice? And she said, yeah, always write 3 days before the full moon and 3 days after. That's when you're most at your creativity. So hence, you know, by journaling and writing and meditating is a good thing around this time. One, you get inspiration, because this card is about good fortune, and it's the feminine, isn't it? Very much linked to the High Priestess. So how are we doing? We need to pull some other cards, don't we? What's at the bottom? Oh, it's the cross. So this is about destiny, destiny. Yeah, your road is in the hands of the gods, or, you know, look to astrology, have your readings there, support you around this time to give you hope about a fresh start. And, you know, this is very much about your potential. Let's get some clarity cards on this. Let's do the heart of the matter first. The 7 of coins and the snake. I said there was a waiting game, didn't I? For this harvest time. Be very wise and be very discerning. But yeah, is it Neptune, the hangman? I think Neptune. And yeah, the hangman is about waiting around, having to wait around, a time out. But, you know, happy to do so, because you're waiting on something. You're waiting on something. Yeah, you're waiting on, oh, look what you're waiting on. 2 of Cups, a partnership, a union, a coming together. Can be a tearing apart, but usually in reverse. But yeah, you're having to wait, but happy to do so. Yeah, there's the Hermit. You know, which is the Virgo energy. We are in Virgo now, so we'll be going into Leo, won't we? Will we? Yeah, we will. Or Libra. Where are we? With Virgo. And then the 24th is this full moon. We'd then be in... Oh my God, my mind's gone blank. Libra is October. Yeah, so we'd be going into Libra then, wouldn't we? But yeah, and this is all about the inner teacher, the inner light. This is about going within to find the answers. But yeah, there is a wait for that, I'm afraid. But happy to do it, to do with a relationship and exchanging of cups. But, you know, he has the lantern. And it's one step. The next step, the Hermit is. It's the next step. So you're waiting for the next step regarding a relationship. But let's have a look on this King of Wands. See what clarity we get with him. Well, see, that's anxiety and depression and mental thoughts just racing around, not being able to sleep. But it's in reverse. Oh, and there we've got the Star card. I would suggest seeing it like that is that in reverse, that's actually a good thing. It's come on him. It can't get any worse, so to speak. It can't get any worse. He's, you know, hit rock bottom, and out of that, then comes a new beginning. a fresh start, hope for a new future. Yeah, definitely, because there he is there. There he is there. It's the same character, King of Wands. So yeah, hit rock bottom. Now, is that to do with a passing, a death? So it could be somebody who's lost somebody. If they're, you know, your potential partner, you don't know them, you haven't met them, and this is what they're going through. You'll only know that when you meet them and you discuss things with them, and then maybe you'd think, oh yeah, that was in that reading. But yeah, got to his worst, got to a breakthrough, and a new beginning, fresh start, healing. There's healing, see, of the mind there for this King of Wands. There. Let's have a quick look at, and then we move on to Romance Angels, the King of Swords, and see what's going on there. Yeah, that's to do with collaboration, you see. So I don't know if this is two separate people or whether it's the same person, but there's some need to collaborate where you would if you needed to go and ask for a bank loan, etc. But Justice card, fairness, is in reverse. So yeah, to do with balancing something out, and fairness around the home or a property, so that you can celebrate and get, you know, because sometimes this is like, the home's too small, you need to get another one. But yeah, justice is in reverse, so fairness isn't there, to do with him and finances. There needs to be collaboration, there needs to be this giving and receiving around that. Okay, let's see what the Romance Angels would like to say. Most important messages, please, for this full moon. Attraction. So romantically, you know, you need to be doing the things that you love to do, and being in the moment, and the small things, you know. Take time to smell the roses, take time to go and sit and have a nice coffee or a drink and enjoy it, or whatever it, you know, that brings you joy, that brings your heart alive. And it's usually the small things that brings out your attractiveness, because when you're happy and when you're doing what makes you attractive, you just light up, and you will attract, if you're single, the person, you know, that you're to be with. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So it's about being in the present, here and now. And you know, you've got to do the work on releasing your exes. So no matter how many exes or whatever the situation is, but you've got to write it down, get it all out, burn it. Maybe there's a moon coming there, burn it on the full moon, and then bury it in the ground. The time has come to clear your energy. So there's work that needs to be done, which is a great time because of this Saturn and Chiron and the wounds of the past, and maybe anything to do with your father's abandonment issues. This is a great time on this full moon to do that with all your exes, because it was unrequited love. Okay, your exes was unrequited. They were not prepared to give you what you were prepared to give them. There was an imbalance, and there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. There wasn't enough. You've got to understand that. They failed for a reason, and there wasn't enough attraction, there wasn't enough chemistry, as to why that energy did not work, that you were not a match. You were a match to some subconscious programming, and you are attracted to that person's or persons for a reason. And they're saying at the bottom, you know, you've got to love yourself first. I know we hear that all the time, but self-respect is the most important thing and the most attractive thing. You know, respecting and loving yourself is the most attractive thing you can do, and be with yourself and enjoying your life, and release those exes out of the picture. So even if you've met somebody new, you've still got to do this work, and you know, because it was unrequited. There wasn't enough chemistry there to keep the relationship alive. Just trust and know it wasn't meant to work out. So if you want to pause your video, and the best way they can, they will answer this question. Most important message for this reading, this full moon reading. So in the near future, you're going to have your answers. You're going to have your answers in the near future. Now that could be any time, but in the near future, you're going to get your answers, okay? Or whatever you've asked, this is your answer to your question. And it's not that far away, is what they're saying, okay? But let's have a look, see what they do say. Have we got enough time? What you're asking about will occur very soon, so you won't have to wait much longer. Stay optimistic and continue upon your current path, Be open to receiving. That's what this 6 is. Okay? Be open to receiving. And let's have a look, see what your Wisdom of Oracle wants to say. Is that an 8 or a 6? 57. So I said about being the observer with her, and I must admit I don't know. I would think that it would be, because it's in protection. So 49. Let's just see how it fits into the reading instead of just guessing. We want accuracy. It's in protection. So 49 in protection. Yeah. Ever think sometimes your life options are suction cut to your face and you can't see beyond yourself? There's a big world out there and a multitude of potential realities, which is the High Priestess, that you're unable to perceive at present. So you're a little stuck. It's time to get advice from someone you trust, someone who has a better perspective on your circumstances. Other points of view are needed now before you move forward. Take heart, hence the resting and the resting, and in the near future. Take heart, a beautiful vista is waiting for you to drink it in. You just need a little help widening your scope beyond your small self. I think that is beautiful. And let's end with the universe has your back card. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me towards right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Okay, there we go. Please like, share and subscribe. It's your gift back to me, and I'll see you back here for the new moon. I don't know if I can post those the other readings, but I'll keep you informed. Okay, lots of love. Namaste.